Good evening. Welcome to .programming.com. Today I'm talking about a delete row from grid view using link button. So first of all, bind the grid view with the database table. For this types of query, we have a web form. Okay, now add a new web form by using add new component wizard, add new item, add a web form. Now add a grid view control in the web form. After adding the grid view in the page, you can bind the grid view with the database table. So I have a database table in the Server Explorer. Oops, take much more time by the connection. I think timeout problem is occurred because it's take lots of time. Yeah, that's the timeout problem. Okay, now refresh it again to solve the problem quickly. Yeah, that's the problem solved. Now the tables is country table and the state table, in which the country table I have two columns, that is a country ID and a country name. I want to bind the grid view with the country table. So first of all, set the property auto generate columns equals to false. Data keys, it's not a data member, data keys equals to a country ID, data key names, country ID, and on row data bound control. On row data bound control is actually used after the binding the grid view. You can apply some actions on grid view control. So delete the row by the link button. In this example, I will show some pop-ups which will contain a message. Are you sure you want to delete it? So for this type, we should take on row data bound event. So that is on row data bound event of the grid view is there. You can also set from property window. So now create a columns, ASP bound field, data field equals to country ID, and the country data field name is a country ID, is similar with the table column name, and header text you want to choose according you. So and bound field, again data field is a country name, same with the database table column. Header text equals to country name. Now add a template field, ASP template field. Header text of the template field is delete. Inside the template, add item template. In the item template, add a link button control. The ID of the link button is link button 1, and the text of the link button is delete country. When we click on link button, the row is delete from the grid view. It's too simple. So create a SQL connection. Page is not equals to post back, then bind the grid view. So bind grid view. That is the method stub of the bind grid view. SQL connection class. Okay, now create instance inside the class. SQL connection is a public variable. To make the public variable, the SQL connection class, which is used further. So add a namespace is system.data.sql client, in which we have SQL connection class. So SQL command class, cmd dataset. Dataset exists in system.data namespace, so use control dot or the sign of the bulb. Yeah, it's a new feature in Visual Studio 2015. Create a constructor default 3 to initialize the data members. So con equals to new, con equals to new SQL connection. Make the object here SQL command. So cmd con dot connection string equals to configuration manager. Configuration manager class exists in system.configuration namespace. So solve this problem using namespace dot connection string. Pick the element from the web.config file, the toString. Okay. State of the connection is open. Sorry, default state is closed. Create a object of the command class, cmd equals to new SQL command. Also create a object of the dataset, ds equals to new dataset. Yeah, that's fine. Pick the connection string from the web.config file. So connection string. Yeah. Now bind the grid view. Here con.open cmd.command text equals to select strict from country table. cmd.connection equals to con, and SQL data adapter class through which we can fill the data set. So SQL data adapter d equals to new SQL data adapter, in which we can pass command. Now da.fill dataset. Okay, now close the connection after fill the dataset, because dataset is working in offline mode as well as online mode. So bind the grid view with the data set. The grid view 1 dot data source equals to data set ds, and grid view 1 dot data bind. Yeah, that's clear. Now run this. Successfully bind or not? You bind it successfully. Now continue in the second video tutorial. Please keep watching my second video tutorial to complete the task. So keep watching. Continue in second video tutorial. Thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. Thank you.